Hi, so I'm going to lead you through a nice short neck and shoulder exercises to help kind of relax our neck and shoulders. Make sure that you move so that it feels comfortable for you, especially if you're really tight or experiencing discomfort. Less is sometimes better than more. Give yourself a chance to breathe and relax. We're going to start with just simply letting go of whatever tension we can let go of with our breath. So we're going to do a few inhales through the nose and out through the mouth. Breathe in and in and a nice slow one in and a nice slow out. Now we're going to return to back in and out through the nose. And just see if you can release any tension around the neck and shoulder area. We're going to sit up a little bit taller here and find alignment. So shoulders over the hips, ears over the shoulders. Tuck the chin just a bit and think about lifting up through the top of the head so the back of the neck gets a little bit longer. That'll make the stretches a little more efficient as we move through them. We're going to start by simply rolling the shoulders back. And we want to pay attention to our breath here. So the more we can keep the breath calm and steady, the more the muscles will start to naturally relax. So breathe at your pace. You don't necessarily have to move with the breath, but make sure you're taking a nice slow inhale in and a nice slow exhale out. Just kind of notice where your mobility is at. If you need the hands to lift up here to create a little bit more movement, then do that. Just stay with awareness, how that's feeling. And then we're going to let everything settle down. Maybe turn the palms up, and you can do this from a chair. If you're sitting in a chair, just make sure your feet are on the ground. If you're on the floor, find that alignment again. So lift up, shoulders over your hips, ears over your shoulders. Take a breath in and let it out. And now we're going to roll the shoulders forward. So hands can turn back down on the lap. Again, the hands can move. Find where you're comfortable. We're just trying to release a little bit through the neck and shoulders. Stay with the breath. And then we're going to go ahead and slow that down. We're just going to do a little bit of a shake to see how that's feeling with that movement. And then we're going to do just a little bit of side to side, just noticing, if that's pulling, if it's tight. Keep that breath nice and calm. Help those muscles relax. And then from here, we're going to do a couple elbow rolls. We're going to extend the arms out to the sides. Oh, you can't see my hands, but stretch your fingers and your thumbs are facing up. Turn your palms up. Lift the chest and chin up just a bit. And then as you exhale, turn the thumbs down. So you just notice that shoulder rotation. Inhale, palms turn up. Exhale, thumbs down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Turn the palms up. Let your elbows bend. Curl your fingers so that your knuckles come to your shoulders. And we're going to do a couple elbow rolls. So the elbows are going to come forward. And if you can touch them, great. But allow yourself to see how this feels. And err on the side of not letting it hurt or not letting it be uncomfortable. So if they're only little circles, that's fine too, if you can pull them in. But you should feel a nice stretch in your upper back. And now we're going to go ahead and do that in the opposite direction. And now we're reaching the elbows back. And again, listening to the body, feeling that nice stretch in our pecs. So remember, the front of your chest can get tight too, and that will pull on your back and your neck as well. Come back to your breath. One more nice slow inhale and exhale. Release your hands, let your hands come down. Take a breath into the space of your shoulders and your neck. And let it out. We're going to turn our head in each direction. We're going to turn to the right. Let the chin come over toward the right shoulder. Take a breath in. And let it out. Come back to center. And we're going to turn to the left. Chin comes over as far as we can. We're just kind of noticing what our range of movement is here. That balance between ease and effort. So don't really pull too hard. And then take a breath in. And exhale. See if you can soften a little bit as you exhale. And then we come back to center. Take another breath in. And out. That nice calming breath will help things relax as we move through these. So now we're going to do little circles with our nose. You want to pretend there's a piece of paper right in front of your nose. And this is going to help loosen up some of the little tiny muscles in our neck that get stressed that we kind of don't move around all that much. So not super big circles, and if you're feeling any pops or clicks anywhere in that circle, retrace the part of the circle you just drew to kind of smooth that out. And again, nice and gentle. And then once you've kind of smoothed it out, you can go ahead back around in the full circle. And again, they're not super big. And then we're going to go back around in the opposite way. So remember, piece of paper in front of your nose. If you make the circles too big, your nose comes up off the piece of paper. So kind of keep your nose on that paper. And if you need to retrace any part of the circle, retrace. And take a breath in. Relax it out. Soft circles with the nose. And then come back to center. Take another breath. Kind of find your alignment again. We all tend to start to slouch. So shoulders over your hips, ears over your shoulders. Tuck the chin a little bit, lift up through the top of your head so you get a little bit more height. Everything's nice and tall and long. And here I want you to kind of notice how your shoulders feel. And if you tend to crank one up, just see if you can let it come back down. And actually, let's do that. Let's take up the shoulder all the way up to the ear and let it come down. Shoulder up all the way to the ear, let it come down. Let's go ahead and take both shoulders up and see if we can just let them drop. Breathe in and drop. One more. Breathe in and drop. And just kind of see if they kind of reset. And now we're going to do something to stretch our scalenes. That's the muscles that run right here in your neck. So we're going to start. We're going to take our left hand over to our right shoulder. Let the hand rest on the shoulder. And if this is difficult to get the hand up high, then let the hand sit and rest where it feels comfortable. And then we're going to take our chin and lean our chin toward that right shoulder and let our left shoulder come down toward the ear. And then we start to slowly lift the chin away from the shoulder. And you should feel a nice stretch over here. And once again, ear on the side of finding where you can still take a breath. You're not gritting your teeth. And then just a few slow breaths here. You kind of play, make sure your head didn't come forward too far. The ears should still be fairly over the shoulders. You can kind of play with what you're comfortable with and where the chin lifts to. Little movements, little micro movements. And we're going to go ahead and let the chin come back down. We're going to release that arm. Just kind of notice how that feels in the neck and take a breath in. And one of the really important things to do is after you do a stretch or movement, take a moment, let the body experience how that stretch feels, and you'll get a little bit more muscle memory of that looseness that you may be feeling or that release you may be feeling, and the muscles will tend to come toward that instead of that tension. We're going to take our right hand over to the other shoulder, to the left shoulder here, and we're going to go ahead and turn our chin toward the left shoulder. We're going to let the right ear drop down as we lift the chin up and away from the shoulder. And again, you want to play with the right shoulder and make sure, again, if the shoulder feels like it's cranking up, just kind of release. Sit up a little bit taller, shoulders over your hips, ears over your shoulders, as the chin lifts up and away from the shoulder. And we just take a few nice soft breaths here. And again, you can play with where your hand's sitting and where it feels comfortable today. And then go ahead and let the chin come back down, and we're going to release the arm. Let's roll both our shoulders back and let them sit. Roll them forward, let them sit. Find that tallness, and let's just take a breath into that side of our neck. We're going to take let's start on the right side. Right hand's going to come back behind. We're going to take our left hand, we're going to grab our right wrist. Again, if this isn't comfortable, then you can just kind of bring the arm back, and you want to pull that shoulder down. So this left hand's going to pull that right hand down into the left. And you may need to, if you don't have the range, or if it might be more comfortable for you to stand up here, you can stand up. You're going to pull it down into the left. You're going to make sure your shoulder didn't bunch up or hunch up. You're going to try to keep your shoulders level here, and pulling that down to the left. And now we're going to take our left ear over to the left shoulder. And this is going to get you a little bit more in your trapezius. So that's kind of the top of the shoulder where this neck and the shoulder meet. Try to make sure that, again, you didn't bring your head forward, that you're lined up a little bit more, and let that left ear drop over. And let's take a few breaths here. And if we ever hold anything too long, or if it's just a little bit too much, just let the head come back up. Nice, slow, gentle breaths. And then the head comes back up. We release the hand. Take a moment and notice how the shoulder feels. And release. All right, so let's try the other side. Left hand comes back behind. We're going to take the right hand, grab the wrist, and we're gently going to pull that left wrist down into the right, pulling that, if you notice my shoulders pulling away. And now we're going to go ahead and take the right ear over toward the right shoulder. Tuck your chin, let your ear drop over toward the shoulder, and we're going to take a few breaths here. One more nice slow breath in. Nice slow exhale. And then inhale, go ahead and let the head come up, let the shoulders relax. We're going to roll them back and then roll them forward. We're going to do a little bit of a seated cat and cow for the upper back and the shoulders. So we're going to take the fingertips behind the head. If you need a little more time to rest your shoulders, go ahead and pause it and take a little bit of time to rest the shoulders if that was a lot for your neck, if that was a lot of stretching. We're going to take our fingertips and interlace just our fingertips and bring them behind the head. We're going to lift up our heart. And remember, these muscles get tight and pull in and pull on these muscles. So we kind of want to open up here. And actually, before we do those cats and cows, let's do a stretch for those pecs. So hands up, cactus arms, goalpost arms. Pull the elbows back, lift up the chin. And then exhale, we're going to bring the elbows toward. We're going to open the elbows back up, and then we're going to interlace the fingers behind the head and do a little bit of cat and cow here. So as you exhale, tuck your chin, bring the elbows together, feel that rounding through your upper back, pull in through your belly button, try not to squish yourself. And then inhale, lift up the heart, pull the elbows back, maybe the chin comes up. Exhale, tuck and round. Inhale, lift and open. Last one, exhale, tuck and round. Let's do one more because this is feeling nice. Inhale, lift and open. Exhale, let your fingertips come down to the ground. Notice how the shoulders feel. Breath in and out. In and out. From here, we're going to take our hands and give our hands a little bit of rub. And one of the best things you can do for your body, as far as healing goes, helping to release discomfort. A lot of times we get angry at the body parts that are uncomfortable because they're causing us discomfort. So what you want to do instead of sending anger or feeling, negative emotions, we're going to send a little healing energy. So wherever you're feeling that discomfort, get your hands as close to that spot as you can. You may not be able to get your hands right on that spot, but bring your hands close. And we're just going to do a little bit of breath work, breathing energy into our hands. And extending a little bit of positive energy into the parts that aren't feeling too good right now. Notice the weight of your hands resting wherever they're resting. And as you inhale, you can imagine a light getting a little brighter, maybe in your heart space for compassion for this part of you that's not feeling that great right this second. And as you inhale, the light gets a little brighter. And as you exhale, it radiates toward the part of you want to send a little extra energy to. If you'd like to close your eyes here, you can keep your hands on your parts. I like to bring my hand to my heart space. And as I inhale, increase the energy there. And as I exhale, allow it to radiate everywhere. A little extra love's never a bad thing. A few more nice, slow, deep breaths here. Taking one more. Take a moment, notice how your shoulders or your neck feel. See if you've released any tension from the beginning. And if you enjoyed this, leave any notes in the comments for me. Maybe like and subscribe. And if you would like to see something a little bit longer along these lines, please let me know. Thank you for watching.